to episode 20 of the Fools on a Hill podcast. I am your host, Cal, and I am joined as ever by the lovely Yanni and the wonderful Liam. How are we, boys?
Yes.
I can't believe we've been doing this for 20 years.
Mad on it. Feels like it.
20 whole years.
Feels like it.
Feels like it's taken us 20 years to set this episode up.
Well, we have been waiting on you.
Oh. Stick around to the very end to understand that. The very end.
So this week was exciting for me because due to...
Did anyone ask?
Well, I was going to I was going to compliment you,
Carl?
though, Liam, and you, Yanni, but you can fuck off.
I didn't.
No, go on.
You joined in
Go
with
on.
the ribbon.
You want a bit of ribbon, do you?
Ribbon?
Chance to be a
Right.
fan thing.
Christ.
So now COVID allows travel responsibly. You know, limit your travel and everything, people. I managed to see Yanni this week for a bit of band practice, which was very nice.
Hello.
And I also went to see Liam, and I saw your house, didn't I, mate?
You did, mate. Yeah, you came and see my house and you helped me. What do you want me to do?
Move a door.
Move it all.
Yeah, that
I
very
was
helpful.
trying to turn it round, and Liam was intent on walking straight. It was hard work.
It takes a lot of.
Very
It
Chuckle
was
Brothers.
very Chuckle Brothers-esque, but it was very nice to see you both.
It was lovely to see you too, mate.
Listen here. The pleasure was.
I look forward
all
to
mine.
not seeing you again for 6 months.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't wait. I was so excited about that last night when I thought about it. Oh, thank God, got that over and done with. That was good. Only kidding, mate.
I've been waiting on you.
That was quite a good one.
That was probably the best one, yeah. Well,
Should we?
I think we should.
Should we? Should we?
I think we should.
What's the story in Palamori? Would you like to know?
Don't want any copyright strikes, Liam. Please stop.
Sorry. Tom Jones.
It's not
Yeah.
unusual.
Not unusual. He's playing in the children's arena. Well,
Just
No,
he's
it's
playing Real Arena.
Sorry? It's not
What's-
called the
it-
Children's Arena,
Can I just
surely?
quickly ask?
That's a bit
Yeah,
weird.
what is that big open area that's got that no purpose?
It's just called the Arena.
It's got a bigger name.
The big arena.
I'll find out. Anyway, tell me about Tom Jones.
Tom Jones
The
is
Huge.
he 90 yet, or is he in his 80s?
I don't
Um,
keep that up to date with him, to be
Oh.
honest.
Well, he's a Welsh singer-songwriter.
He's 80. As well, by the way.
5 past the age now. He's 80.
Oh wow! Oh sorry, I was just
Fucking hell.
putting years on you there, Tom. Yeah, he's playing Real in. Anybody know when the date is? Did I just put this and not answer?
You put this on with
and
no
decided
further
not to
context.
put any,
Good.
yeah,
Sounds like me. Real time, because none of us prepare for this shit.
Oh, I'm looking here.
So he's playing in Brill on his own in
On his own.
the pavilion, or is that where he's playing?
Wednesday, September the 1st.
Why is it a Wednesday?
Real Event Arena is what it's called.
Because no one's got anything else to do in Brill on a Wednesday. So
Fair play. I went to see Magnus
Where
in
is it?
Real a few years ago. That was good.
Ah.
yeah, I didn't go. I regret not
Yeah,
going.
it was,
to see
that was really good.
Mm.
So
Was it
you
in the
know-
middle of the street?
No, it wasn't.
It's called Children's Village, so it wasn't that far.
That's not. Yeah, the Children's Village is like where Nessie is.
Yeah.
That's not the arena.
Children's Village is where Madness plays. isn't
Nessie?
it?
Yeah.
No, it's not where Nessie
Block.
is. No, it's not where Nessie is at all. Nessie's behind the Sea Life.
Yeah, that's Children's
Sorry.
Village. Where
All
all
we
the
know
where
is-
all the rides are for the children. That is Children's Village.
All we know is that Tom
So what's
Jones,
the
the
big-
80-year-old, is playing in a child's village. And don't say we don't bring the most breaking news.
Real
do you?
Events Arena. Is that it? Yeah.
That's what Yanni said about
Oh,
10 years ago.
It's an echo name.
Anyway,
It's not part of
no one
Children's
cares about
Village.
Real Events Arena who isn't from Real. So let's move on.
It was the most pointless thing that it was
Really
never
was.
needed. It's had about 3 shows there, and it's all.
Anyway,
Anyway,
personal trainer are going to do a 24-hour non-stop performance on April the 21st. What are they going to
till the 22nd, I'm guessing.
Fuck me. gonna be difficult, this one, isn't it? It's gonna be difficult.
You've got to be clear. You never know.
If it isn't clear enough, then there's bigger issues. Have they got 24 hours worth of non-stop material to do
No.
that? Then what the
Nope.
hell are they going to do?
Star jumps.
I don't know because the article's in Dutch, so I'm not really sure.
They'll probably just take
Dutch.
like requests, won't they?
I suppose so. There's a little.
Risky business, that.
What label are they on? What's the name of the label they're on? Yeah, I remember now.
Is it
Homefront.
Homefront or
Homefront. Yeah, they posted something
Home.
about it, and I thought it was a funny comment. But we'll see if it is funny when I find it. This is a quote, I guess, from the band. Maybe the drummer will take a power nap, but we are not supposed to go to sleep. And they were asked what about cramping, and they put, well, every minute I think about it, there are more pitfalls, but the fact that it is difficult is a good reason to try it. And yeah, they're playing just 24 hours. I don't know what we're playing. Jamming maybe for 24 hours.
we're jamming?
Brilliant. All rise for the next piece of news. The Black Keys are releasing a blue cover
Is it
album.
blue?
No, they're releasing a blues cover album, apparently, called Delta Cream, to be released on May 14th. A song was released from it today called Crawling King Snake, which we'll delve into later. Are we excited?
Yeah, it's
10th album, innit?
It's a covers album, Carl.
Yeah, it doesn't count as a 10th card.
What it says,
They've already done this.
they've said is their 10th.
before.
They've said that
Oh,
themselves.
no, actually, you're right. On the email, it says 10th studio
You can
album.
get
You're
fucked, can't you?
Right. That's weird. That's so weird.
I hope I can.
Um, I didn't listen to their last album. I had no,
No, how did
no
I?
want to.
I think I heard
I've
one
not heard of
tune
it,
from
wasn't
it. It was
bothered.
good.
Appealed to me. Yeah.
The whole
High,
album.
low.
Low, high.
Hello.
It was not good.
This one though, I mean, we're going to talk about it in a bit, but it's a blues album, so it's going back to their roots. Although most of there's a couple of artists, but there's also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 songs by the same person.
They've done a covers album
David
before.
Kimbrough Jr.
Called Chula Homer. The songs of Junior Kimbrough.
Is Chula Homer a cover album?
It is, mate. Yes.
Yeah, Junior Kimbrough is the same person that most of the 5 songs from this album are from.
Well,
So they're clearly big fans of
they're big fans. Yeah.
him. I didn't know that Chula Homer was a covers album. It's very interesting.
Well, I'm just here to bring the exciting bits of information. So yeah, look out for that Delta Cream. Marina, no longer with her diamonds, is releasing an album entitled Ancient Dreams in a Modern Land. That's going to be released on June the 11th.
Brilliant.
Why are you chuckling?
Just so fucking boring, yeah. Just so boring.
What do you want me to say?
I just wanted to pick it up a little bit. So Marina, I only noticed after listening to this new song that she's no longer with the Diamonds. I didn't realise she binned them off. I mean, I don't think there were any Diamonds. I think it was just a name. But interesting idea to.
Yeah, Liam
Cut
stating
off
there are
half
never
your
any
brand.
diamonds. Diamonds don't exist. Liam said it.
No, Diamonds are forever.
Proof that diamonds aren't forever.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oscar Lang debut album, Chew the Scenery, July 16th, Molly's birthday. Hey,
Happy birthday.
happy birthday.
Lucky Mole.
He's also got a song out that we will be covering later on as well. But I've not ever listened to Oscar Lang, but I've also always seen the
You
name.
should have, because we have covered an
We
EP
have.
of his previously.
Yeah.
Have I? Have we?
Mm.
Oh, I didn't listen to it then.
Antidote to being bored, was it?
Yeah,
I feel
very
like you
good.
may not have listened to it actually, Annie, but Callum and I
I
both
think-
quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, Liam and I were quite complimentary about it, and I think you were just
Yeah,
sat there twiddling your dick.
What was it called? Sorry.
Antidote to being bored.
Oh yeah, I remember the cover art. I didn't listen to it. Yeah.
Well, that's
Sounds
more
alright.
fool you. More fool you.
I'm a fool, me.
You bloody fool.
Anyway,
You're a bloody fool.
that is all the exciting news, all the riveting stuff. Yeah. Wait. Oh, I'm so buzzing. Whoa. Now it's time to get hot and sweaty in the next section that we're actually going to introduce this time. It's called Hot Off the Press.
Callum! 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 Callum.
This always makes me happy, you know. Hearing
I'm
that
not gonna...
salivated whisper in my ear. So nice.
Salamander. Callum, is it hot? Please
Oh,
tell me
mate.
it's hot.
It's so hot. There's been a storm in summer.
Nailed it.
Thank you, mate.
Nailed it.
And that's what I've been
rain
listening to
soon.
this week. Storm in Summer, the EP by Skullcrusher. Anybody know why they're called Skullcrusher? Because it's not a name that goes with the music, is it?
No.
Probably an
To both
ironic
of those
thing, I'm
things.
guessing. Yeah.
I don't have the answers. I was looking for the answers, so we'll move on.
Are we
Um,
human? Or are we dancer?
Well, my time is vital, so I'm going to carry on.
Oh, Callum.
Thank you, mate.
Colin.
Callum.
I chose to listen to this EP because we listened to the song Storm in Summer a while ago, and I just bloody loved it. I'm not going to lie to you, I bloody loved it.
I can't remember us listening to
loved
this,
it.
and being honest, but
He bloody loved it.
that's
Did
probably
you
how I
like it,
got listened to
Liam?
I liked it at the time, yeah.
And that has just carried on throughout the whole EP. I bloody love it. I really, really do. I think the singer has an absolutely amazing voice. It's emotional.
Ooh,
It's
he fancies it. Ooh.
can't say this whenever I compliment a female.
It's funny though, isn't it?
It is because I hate
That
women.
was funny.
I don't hate women.
No,
My mum-
After that comment last week, I don't think you can get away with saying that as a joke anymore.
What did I say last week?
You said about D, the bird.
Oh right, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you need to watch what you're saying, Tom.
But yeah, I don't really have anything specific to say because I was just enjoying my time listening to it rather than dissecting it. Windshield, I think, is probably my favourite off the EP, other than Storm in Summer, and that is one of my favourite tracks of the year.
Wow.
So yeah, I know, I just absolutely love it. It, you know, when you just, you were both saying that you don't really understand why I like it.
No.
Because it's very not me. But I think that's probably why I did like it, because it was new to me, and I actually gave it a bit of time.
You've turned that on its head, haven't you?
Nice.
Good,
I
yeah.
like that, yeah.
Yeah,
So reflective.
thank you. But I'm quite conflicted as to what I'm going to give it,
Okay.
because I
Okay.
feel like giving it what I want to give it is a bit, a bit
Give it
generous.
what you want to give it, Carl. We'll accept
Give it
it.
what you
Just
wanna
give
give
it. Give it away now.
I think it might be a 5.
Dun, dun, dun.
I think it might be a 5 out of 5.
Wow.
Oh, you're looking that in?
I think I'm going to lock it in.
A friend
I'm
of
going to
friend?
lock it in.
No?
No,
Well,
no.
Callum,
Final answer, Chris.
Callum, you've locked in a 5 out of 5. For the chance to be a happy soul.
And it's.
You've only
Oh, it
gone and
doesn't
bloody
matter.
done it.
It doesn't matter.
Well,
But we don't wanna
Not
give
very
you
sure. That's exciting. It's we've not had many 5s, have we?
no, that's definitely first time I've given full marks.
I've given maybe 2.
Yeah, I think you gave
You're so
War on
easy.
Drugs. And
Gave War on Drugs, and I can't think what the other one might have been. So it can't have been
No.
that
You'll know though, listener.
good. You should do.
That one
But yeah.
listener.
Did either of you listen to it?
I
I
don't.
already know the answer, so I don't know why I'm asking.
Are you asking for
No,
the people at home?
sadly not. Sadly
Um,
not.
I did not either, but I was doing it while we were setting up, and from what I heard, I also quite liked it. So I've saved it for
Yep.
the purposes of going back and listening to it. Because if I don't save it, no chance in hell am I listening to it again.
Hmm.
That is gone.
Yeah,
But Windshield also seemed to be the one that stood out to me.
yeah. I'm already looking forward to listening to it again, so that says quite a lot.
It
Have you
says
been back and
that.
listened to the first EP?
I have not, no,
You should.
but I will be. Yeah,
I sadly didn't get a chance to listen to this properly, but I did again with Yanni listen earlier, and Windshield was really good. and
Very good.
I guess I've already heard Song for Nick Drake and Storm and Summer, and I think they're both really good. So I expect the rest is also really good.
Yeah.
It's really
Sadly,
good news.
no vinyl release. It's just digital that I can see.
Oh, what a
very sad.
disappointment.
That's
You know
a big
what? Mark
shame.
it down.
Yeah,
Two
I'm
out of
going to give it a
5.
2. Go on, Liam.
Ow. Hello.
Your turn, sunshine.
It's my turn. And I'm back in Liverpool, and everything is bloody good.
Seems the same.
No, it doesn't. I was going to say that for copyright reasons. No, I am. I will be speaking about a Liverpool band for my.
Can you
pick.
start to do that then?
Yes, the band is Courting. Please stop laughing.
Courting, please.
It's not funny.
Courting, please.
The band
No,
is
them.
Courting. The EP is is Grand National EP.
Okay. EP for National EP.
we've-
Cool.
We've covered Grand National, I think, maybe on here. I think it came out just that it wasn't a good timing, but
It was like 5 minutes before the pod.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
it
ridiculous.
wasn't.
Didn't Pop Shop
wasn't
also
a
come
good
out
timing.
at the same time?
No, Pop Shop came out earlier. I don't know if we covered it.
okay.
Again, I think that might have been a similar situation where it was on like Steve Lamac's show at like 6 on a Thursday. But anyway, here we are. It's all out
Alas.
now, and it's been out for a week. So the EP jumps straight in with Grand National, which, as I say, we've heard before. Great track, I think, personally. I've just got a few points here. The pre-chorus into the chorus is really good, and the chorus itself is great. It's a good sing-alongy chorus. There are some nice whistles after the first chorus, which were cool. Some nice whistles. Why not throw some whistles in there? Yeah, like that. Also, then the second chorus into the bridge is really good. That works really, really well. And then there's kind of a long intro, which sounds really good, but I think I would have preferred a bit more of a closing to it. Does that make sense? Maybe another chorus, just one more time, just a bit of oomph and then finish. Kind of as this kind of long meandering outro, which, as I say, sounded good, but as a song, it wasn't quite what I wanted. But that then worked well because it rolls into the second track, Pop Shop, which again is a good track. It's got a good, nice roll in. A complete side note: I was listening to Blood Sugar, Sex Magic by Chili Peppers this week, and that has some great lead-ons from song to song. They're beautiful. But yeah, nice one between Grand National and Pop Shop. The first 2 lines of Pop Shop are really good. I've written that down. I don't remember off the top of my head what those lyrics are. I didn't write the lyrics down. I'm going to find them while I'm talking shit about this song that came out this year by the band Courting. The first 2 lines: some sort of getaway is what I'm wanting. Take lads on tour. We'll go to Pontins. Quite like that. Although, don't go to Pontins. Really like the feel of this track, Pop Shop. Just got a good movement to it, good groove. The guitar's really good, and there are parts on this track in particular where his voice sounds better than the rest of the EP. Not better, sorry, but it shines a bit more. Next, we're on to the third of the 4th songs, the other side of the record. We've got Crass, and straight away, different feel completely. It was very clever the way the bass joins in a little bit later than the main guitar part. Really adds a kind of an odd feel to it, I guess. It kind of Idols-ish in that sense, a little bit in the kind of the feel that it creates, the atmosphere. That's a better word. And the other guitar parts dropping in here and there work really well. The kind of industrial sounding guitar part. Both the bass and guitar are great throughout, and the drumming's solid as well. I've seen some comparison for this track in particular to Black Country New Road, which I can see to a point. But then I also wouldn't expect a song like this from Black Country New Road, so it only works so far. I think the delivery. What? What are you laughing at?
I can see where the resemblance lies, but I also don't agree with the resemblance.
No, I didn't say that. I said I can see where it goes, but it's only like you can't like say they've ripped off. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
They're just a similar style, and I think it's mostly just the delivery of the vocals. There's an ascending guitar line in the chorus which works really well. And when it comes to the second chorus, the vocal layering and whatever effects are going on work really well to create this quite unnerving kind of feel of like kind of being shouted over, I guess, if that makes sense. And you feel like someone's like shouting over you in a way. Don't know if that makes any sense. But it really sells the kind of, from the lyrics, this kind of narcissist vibe, like a point of view of a narcissist. It somewhat reminds me, Yanni, you'll, well, I don't know if you all know what I mean here, but it reminds me of the hiss in the game Control. The voices become really loud, but I don't think you ever played it with the volume on, did you?
I didn't play it with the volume, no.
But it reminded me of the hiss, where it becomes kind of like, it starts to really kind of, not creep you out, but get into your ear in a weird way. But I think that's definitely the most solid track on the EP. And we're coming on to the last one now, Slow Burner, which basically does what it says on the tin. There's not an awful lot to dissect on this one, I don't think. There's not really any story in the lyrics. It's just kind of saying slow burner and a few other bits. It works well, I think, but in an EP of only 4 songs, it feels like it's taking quite a valuable position. It would work, I think, really well at the end of an album with, 8, 9, 10 more tracks. Overall, some really great tracks, particularly for a debut album, debut EP, I think. Crass is a highlight for sure, but the first 2 stand out for different reasons. Negative, the only real negative for me is that some parts, some like guitar parts start to seem to clash at points. It seemed on at least the first few listens as though some of the parts are out of time, mainly the bass and lead guitar on the first 2 tracks. But I think listening to it a bit more, the problem's just with the kind of the groove of the parts being played kind of conflict a little bit. Does that make sense? Do you know where I'm going with that?
You've made similar comments before on other things, and it's been wrong normally when you've said those comments. So.
Okay, I'm just going to cross that bit out then. Yeah, no, it just like the notes they're kind of playing 2 different grooves, and the grooves are good, but they sometimes don't cross the same point.
The heart.
Groove is in the heart.
Okay,
that's it. But I did write on that one that might just be me, to be honest, that noticed that.
It's gonna be me.
One thing I haven't touched on, this is the last thing, is the lyrics, which I won't go through. I'm not going to recite them. I can if you want. Do you want me to?
I feel like you have, to be honest.
I haven't gone through, but they are really well written. Takes on the cruelty of the Grand National and the arrogance of some of its top supporters and punters, and in Pop Shop the messed up nature of making money or not making money in the music industry. And then on Crass, a mixed look at egotism with a little sprinkle of north-south divide there for good measure, but all very witty and humorous and good lyrics. That's it. I'm gonna stop talking now. I think that's it for now. I'd say it's the first time in a while I've written notes.
Yeah.
And that's probably why it's so boring. Any questions? Did you guys listen to it?
I did.
What? One question.
Do you give my score first?
Yeah, go on.
Go on, sorry, go on. What were you going to say?
No, give me score.
I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5.
Okay.
I think it's kind of hard because it's an EP of 4 songs, and like I say, one of them doesn't necessarily need to be there. And I've got no problem really with any of the songs, and they're all good songs. I just don't think it quite reaches a 5 out of 5, but doesn't deserve less than a 4 out of 5.
I thought you said you were done talking.
No.
I'm only joking.
I want to ask you a
Go on,
question.
Yanni, what's the question? Please.
For people who have never heard of Horton before, which, without this coming across the wrong way, is probably going to be a lot of people, how would you describe their music? In one word.
I don't...
you've already used it. Carl, what were you going to say?
I don't actually know how to answer that, because on this EP, there's the 2 sides are very different. So it's core, it's post-punk, whatever the fuck that means, I guess. But I mean, there's comparisons there to Black on Junior Road. I could hear some shame in there as well. What a shame. There's been comparisons to in Grand National sounding like Sports Team, which I guess in the delivery of the verse is a bit similar to Here It Comes Again, but just I think that's kind of you can ignore that, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. It sits in that realm of just modern kind of British pop punk, not pop punk, fuck me, post punk. But it's still radio friendly. I guess that's kind of also why it's similar to Sports Team in a way.
Yeah.
It's a good mix of that, those worlds.
That was a very long word.
I didn't take a breath. Did you notice? That's why it's one word.
No, that's fine. I just thought we'd give people a description.
Just go and listen. The EP's like 11 minutes or something. Just go and listen to it.
Go and listen. What were you going to say, Cal?
No, I was just I enjoyed it quite a lot, to be fair, because I've listened to Court in a little bit, and they've not really done it for me. And as you say, Grand National, the song was released really close to recording, so I didn't give it a fair whack, but I really enjoyed it. Crass was definitely my favourite on the EP as well, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yep.
Where does that phrase come from, do you reckon?
Don't know, but I feel like I use it at least 3 times every episode.
Yeah.
I would say there's no doubt, and there's not even a shadow of a doubt. Like, I just use the phrase. But like, yeah, I guess so. I agree, and I think the thing with Crass that makes it's kind of technically really good, and the other ones are a bit more kind of just good songs. Does that make sense?
But yeah,
It's cool. It's cool they've got that mix. Yanni, what do you think?
I didn't really have time to listen to it, if I'm honest. So I can't comment on it.
Stupid.
But again, it's one of these I've saved. So that's only can only mean one thing.
That's good. You should do this last week, and then you'd be ahead, wouldn't you? How about next week we repeat these albums, and then maybe that's something to say, and then you can catch up then. Yeah. Well, I hope you've listened to this next one.
Unfortunately,
because go on, Yanni, you give us this.
Well, it is mine, so I
massive
best.
title.
I've had to listen to Brockhampton's latest musical venture, Roadrunner. New light, new machine. Odd name.
Yeah, it is an odd name, isn't it?
If you've listened to Brockhampton before, then you're going to get exactly the same as what you'd probably be expecting from a Brockhampton album, if I'm being perfectly honest. It was the typical mix of there's some rap, some hip hop, some modern sort of trappy kind of elements to the instrumentals, some old school, more sampled stuff, and then there is the poppier stuff, and that is it basically. They don't really change their style up too much. I mean, the genre's up too much, should I say, more so than the style. Because there are some variations, but like I was saying, you know what you're going to get, essentially. To be honest with you, I've not really had much to say about them. None of them have really blown my socks off. And apart from like the odd one or two, none of them I've like hated. It's just not really been good enough for me to form any kind of opinion on it, really. Buzzcut, I liked Danny Brown's part, but I thought the rest of it was a little mediocre. Chain On, I thought it was a cool instrumental. That has JPEG Mafia on it. A lot of these are just going to be very like one-off notes because there's not a lot I can say. Count on Me was more of the one of the more songier ones, the more popular ones. Bankroll I liked, but then the hook was a little disappointing. And I just found it very odd. A$AP Rocky's feature was very hard panned. When he kept on saying like bankroll, it was going from left to right, which was kind of cool, but kind of a little bit odd. The light, I like the beat. when the rapping side of it started. I didn't really care for the intro side of it, but wasn't really a fan of the lyrical content or the flow of any of them. Windows, I put at the time, was probably my favourite, and also Don't Shoot Up the Party was one of my favourites. That one was very interesting lyrically, and musically kind of sounded like it could have been from the Kendrick Lamar to Pimp a Butterfly era. I thought. I'll Take You On features Charlie Wilson, but right at the end, what were you saying, Carl?
You said You'll Take Me On, so I said, come on then.
Oh,
Hard boy Carl in the chat.
Sorry, I'm half asleep. I'm not even registering these. He's so witty. He's just so witty.
Have a bloody coffee, will you, Yanni?
Yes. Charlie Wilson sounds weird on this. They've done some weird effects on his vocals, which I feel is wrong for Charlie Wilson because his voice is so unique. Unique New York. So it was just very odd with the effects that they decided to put on his voice. When I Ball, the instrumental to that sounded very much like a Tyler, the Creator, instrumental. I think it was the chords they used more than anything. I didn't really look into whether he had anything to do with it, but if he did, I'm sure there would be his name attached to it. So I'm going to say no, he didn't. So, yeah. Dear Lord was shit. It was just him singing. There was literally no musical element. Well, apart from the voice, but yeah, just a cappella. And then the like part 2 was just didn't really do anything for me. So overall, pretty boring. I've never been the biggest fan of Brockhampton. I said I'd do this just for the simple sake of me not having to research to see what else was out this week. So that was on me that I got the boring pick. But it didn't even have like any massive standouts, which the first 3 Brockhampton albums did have standouts on, that I do occasionally go back and listen to. So a little bit disappointed, but I've not really liked any of the newer stuff that they've put out, to be honest with y'all. So yeah, a little bit disappointed with them. If I'm gonna rate it, because that is the format of this podcast, and I must do that.
You should.
I will say that it's very middle. So 3 out of 5 is what I'm gonna give it.
Okay.
It will be for some people, but I'm just not one of those individuals.
And I think that's fair enough, Yanni.
Thanks.
So sarcastic sounding. Callum, did you listen to it?
No.
Oh, well,
Okay.
fuck off then. You having a go at me for not listening to shit?
This is the first time in 20 episodes that I've not listened to one of our Hot Off the Press albums.
That is fucking crazy.
See what I have to put with, guys.
I didn't get a chance to listen to it. I'm sorry.
I
You're not
actively
missing
chose
out.
not to.
I genuinely
Yeah.
don't. There's no song on here that I'd say, oh, just listen to this one. There's literally none. So
I did listen to some of it. So obviously
what?
Buzzcut was already out.
So you're completely lying then. What you just said was completely.
I said I haven't listened to it in full. Or meant I didn't listen to it in full.
Okay.
Alright, let me carry on what I was saying. So obviously we knew Buzzcut already, which I wasn't a massive fan on when we discussed it as a single, but I preferred it in this context. I don't know, maybe just listen to it again was a bit better. Chain On was pretty good. I think you said that as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I remember Count On Me. Oh yeah, I like the instrumental on that, the little whistle thing.
That's what I put. Yeah, cool instrumental.
And then I think I stopped around there, and then I'd heard a lot about Don't Shoot Up the Party, so I listened to that. I think that's a pretty good.
Yeah,
that would be if you were to say just go and listen to this one.
Don't Shoot Up the Party would probably be the exception to what I've just said. So I apologise.
Yeah. And I think, like you were right, it's lyrically, it's very interesting.
Yes, I'm not well equipped enough to go into the lyrical content. So do your own research, people at home.
But I'm the same as you. That like, there's not been really any big ones for the. I mean, from the album Ginger a couple of years ago, No Halo was good, and then the rest of the album didn't really do much for me.
Well, it's just like the first three Saturation albums were good.
Yeah,
Was
but
there
even
three?
then, I feel like they put so much out that
Yeah,
like
I mean,
all those albums were in 1 year, and there are some really good tracks among those 3 albums.
I didn't
But there are
realise they
also a
were in 1
total
year,
of
shit.
like 40 or like 50, no, 43 songs or something like that. And yeah, there are some really good standout ones, but I don't know half of them at least.
It's one of those. I mean, most like hip hop projects that come out now are just chock full of songs that don't need to be on there. They're just packed with too many tracks because it's all for streaming services. So the more songs there are, the more obviously the more plays. That sounds daft, but like it's just easy. It's better for streaming and getting money off streaming. So,
but then
that's
I
why
feel
most
like
people
at the
do
same
it.
time, the people that consume this kind of music don't put the album on. They will listen to it once, and then they're going to pick the songs they like from it and put it in some sort of playlist. I can't see many people listening to this album from back to front.
If they did, if there was more songs, then if there's like 20 songs over 10, then if they're just leaving it on, there's newer, stuff like that.
If a million people listen to the album in full once, then that's a million streams if you had 1 track extra, essentially.
Quick maths.
That's what I'm here for.
So yeah, those were our 3 albums hot off the press. Now we're going to go on to some singles. They are all just singles. Yes.
Ready to mingle.
Just looked at that. And we're going to start off with the aforementioned Oscar Lang. Sorry?
I said lovely.
It is.
Oh no,
Stuck
I said it.
Is the name of the song. And having, listening to something and registering it for the first time in terms of Oscar Lang, because I might have listened to that EP that you mentioned before, but can't remember it. So this is the first time I know I've listened to something properly. I said it was... Oh, Liam, the Woo Woos. Are they copying me and you? Or what? Is he copying me and you?
Because I want no part of those Woo Woos.
I liked it, but I didn't think it was anything new either. It didn't really bring much new stuff to the table. So, that's me. I'm off.
Sorry, Oscar Lang. Cancelled.
No, he's not
Album's
cancelled. He's not done anything
The
wrong
album's cancelled, sorry.
that we know of so far.
Don't mean that.
We'll find out what destroys his career.
I agree, by the way. I also didn't really do that much for me. I think it sounded alright, but I wouldn't put it on.
I think when we listened to Antidote to Being Bored, we said it was quite like Oasis-y.
Oasis-y?
Part of it, yeah.
And I still get that vibe. I think it's quite similar to Antidote to Being Bored, and I do quite like that. I like the riff on the song. I liked it. I'm looking forward to the album.
Okay.
Sue me. Doing it for them dirty hit doubters, in my opinion.
Is that what we're called? I like that.
DHD.
I'm happy to be part of it.
Talking of dirty hit, Wolf Alice have just announced that a new song of theirs is coming on Tuesday, so that's fun.
Great, really good.
I'm actually excited for that.
Talking of dirty hits, Paul Weller, new track, Shades of Blue. A bit different this one to the last one we covered, which was called something else.
Yeah, we missed one.
We did miss one, and then the other one was called something else.
Doesn't matter, it was shit.
Yeah.
My only comment on this was belongs on Radio 2.
I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I do prefer this one a lot more to the other one.
Yep.
The name of
Definitely.
which still we don't know.
Cosmic Fringes.
That's the one. I thought
We've missed a couple.
Was...
We've actually. Oh no, so we haven't. Sorry.
No, I thought this one was quite good, but wouldn't be anything I'd put on personally.
Yeah, I didn't hate it listening to it. It's kind of not what I would expect from Paul Bell. It's not the right thing, but it suits his voice quite well. And
yeah.
It's a bit more of a mature style, if that makes sense. Whereas
Yeah,
the other
he's
one was
always
still
evolving,
trying to keep that.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's always
always
mature. He's always evolving. Yeah.
Next.
Yeah.
we have.
Next.
Do you pronounce this Lucy Dacus?
I
Lucy
would.
Dacus.
With
What's her
hot
name?
and heavy.
That's how I'm feeling.
I believe.
Boy.
Oh, do you know what? I'm sorry. I've just
Yeah.
realised
Don't
something.
need to apologise.
Which song did we listen to? You listened to Shades of Blue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't. I've listened
Yeah,
to
no,
Glad Times, I think.
Yeah, no, I thought that because you put Glad Times and then I changed it on Notion and I just didn't tell anyone.
Good job,
Well, I
I don't
listened
read
to
Notion.
I haven't listened to Shades of Blue. I liked Glad Times.
Oh, fair enough. Well,
But
double
sorry,
the joy
my
for Paul.
comments are rescinded.
Yeah, Lucy Dacus, who I believe is in Boy Genius with Phoebe Bridgers and Julian Baker.
Makes sense with
Correct.
the comment that I put then.
Absolutely correct.
Because I just said it's very Phoebe Bridgers-esque.
Yeah, and I liked it quite a bit. Not as much as Phoebe Bridgers stuff I've heard, granted, but I did like it.
I just thought it was kind of
Kind of.
okay.
Yeah. Cam, I think you should probably listen to Boy Genius then.
Yeah, I think I should.
I think you should.
We all think we
Actually,
should.
I know we shouldn't be doing this in Half the Press, but when I was with Yanni the other day, we put some Pavement on.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And it was on Yanni's America playlist, I believe.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I complimented the second song that came on, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is well more up my alley." And it turns out it was Sonic Youth.
It was
So
Incinerate. by
That's
Sony.
how my
Incinerate's a good
Pavement experience went.
Yeah.
Great. Do you remember what Pavement songs it was?
No.
Pavement song?
Yeah, I could tell he wasn't vibing with them, mate. Not gonna lie. They weren't.
I'm not gonna stop there though. Like I know that it'll take me a while to get into them.
I did play a lot of them, but mainly they were just in the background, so wasn't really being listened to.
Yeah, and I did say to Yanni that it was enjoyable
Driving
background music. Yeah.
Or background music. Yeah, I played a lot, to be honest, just a lot. So I wasn't just sticking with like
Okay.
right in the corners. It was from all over.
Okay. Alright then. Well, I want an update next week, Carl.
You won't
Yes.
get it.
Yeah, we're doing a
back,
Pavement episode next week.
we're not. Back to this week, we have Royal Blood with Boilermaker, and I would just like to say, how fucking awful is this song?
It's not as bad as
It
Typhoon.
wasn't as
or-
bad as you're making out.
Oh,
it isn't good.
it made me cringe. I don't know.
I've just put
Yeah.
they're turning into Muse,
Mm.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, you're right.
I thought musically there was quite a lot of. I heard quite a lot of Queens of the Stone Age in there.
Oh,
Mm.
don't do that.
No,
Do
I'm
not
not.
badmouth
Yeah, no,
Queens of the
No,
Stone
I'm
Age.
not. Let me finish, man. There was a
Not
lot
Foo
of Queens of the
Fighters.
Stone
Hello,
Age in
Steve-Man.
there, but just very much Radio Wand.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense.
Yep.
I'm not slagging off Queens of Stone Age. I like Queens of Stone Age a lot, but I don't know. That's what I got from it, personally.
Well,
Reminds
He's
me a
got
lot
paint
of,
in his eyes.
what are you saying, Liam? Go on, we'll listen.
I said it reminded me of in some ways of the new Foo Fighters album.
Oh yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Why? Because it
Yeah,
was bad.
Just shit.
It's literally just like clinical rock.
Oh,
Like there's no actual grind
that's
to it.
good. That's
You know what I mean?
he's got it. Hammer
It's like a
on
smooth-
nail.
It's polished stone as opposed to a nice boulder.
Queen to the
Dicks.
Stone Age. Now,
Talking
Cal's
of dicks.
favourite group, Easy Life, released a song called Skeletons. Now, Cal, I'm sorry to say this, but I found myself quite enjoying this.
Well, what I did say is I enjoyed the synth. That was enjoyable for me.
I annoyingly found myself quite liking it if I block out his voice.
Yeah, well, this was the most enjoyable Easy Life song I have heard. However, I still fucking hate them, and I don't want to have to listen to the whole album.
I think that's your
Liam,
half the press, though, isn't it?
I've just tagged you in something.
It's alright, I don't want to say it anyway.
Okay.
Well, it's a Stephen Malcolmus record. Do you want it?
Yeah.
Oh, hang
Okay.
on.
Well, I'll tag you in it as well.
I've got it. Thanks anyway.
Hmm.
I've got the rare edition. Thanks anyway.
But yeah, it wasn't as unbearable as I thought it would be. However, I was still upset.
Liam, did you not listen to this?
I did listen to it, and I am the same as you, Yanni. In
Hey.
that I kind of thought this is all right.
Yeah.
It's all right. I don't. I also appreciate that it's kind of like cringe-worthy in a sense, and that like I don't know what I'm trying to say, but yeah, I quite like this track.
Well, you're both wrong.
But there
No.
were parts that I was like, oh, I hate this kind of thing.
Yeah, that was the thing. I was listening to it thinking, I shouldn't be enjoying myself, but I am.
There's parts like the bridge. I guess what be a bridge is kind of like, oh, yeah.
Well, what I will say is they're guaranteed to get #1 album because they've released about 12 variants of this album. I actually think it's more than Sports Team.
Wow.
Their records sell for a lot, don't they? I don't know if you've
The
ever
Easy Life.
seen Easy Life. Yeah, I've seen a few like going for a lot of money. Some of their early ones. Maybe it's before they signed to a certain label or something.
Couldn't tell you, pal. Couldn't tell you.
He couldn't. He's legally
I wouldn't ask.
obliged not to. Now, I think it's been a while since we've heard from Mr. Dukes,
It has.
and it's good to have him back.
It is.
He's got a new song out featuring Barney Artist,
Mhm.
and it's called
good name.
Blowing Steam Right At My House. No, Open Up Your Mind. And I like this a lot. My only comment was nice, so you know it's good when I do that. I thoroughly enjoyed this. Another one that I've saved to listen
Yeah.
to again and again and again.
Me too. Liam, do you know who
Hashtag.
Mr. Jukes is?
I realised just from the album, it's the fella from from the album cover, single cover. It's the Bombay Bicycle Club guy. Is that correct?
It
That is
is.
correct.
I never knew that he did stuff solo. I'd never heard any of it.
He's
and
riding
I really
solo.
enjoyed
Grant
this,
Green is a
and
bop.
It is a bop.
I'm gonna go back. I've just noticed now that he's released an album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going
quite
to
enjoyable.
listen to it.
It is. Got it on record. It's very, very good.
I'm gonna give it a listen. And yeah, I'm gonna listen to it when I give it
Now.
a listen.
That's how
As
you give
we-
it a listen.
As we alluded to, there we go. Beforehand, Marina, without her diamonds, has released a song off her aforementioned album. I've got that word
Mhm.
in twice. Purge the poison. Banish the poison. Get rid of it. Chuck it down drain. Make sure all the
Purge.
poison's gone.
You have to get rid of this
Um,
song as well while you're there,
Yeah.
because it's shit.
It is shit, isn't it?
Shit. It's just shit. The lyrics are just so on the nose and just throw everything in. Like there's no nuance to anything. The rhyming schemes and the phrasing of the lyrics are really weird. The voice sounds fine. The song itself, the chord progression's very basic, and everything musically is very basic and obvious. And there's even a little part where she sings in like a weird. I'm gonna let me listen to it back. One of you give your thoughts.
I thought it kind of reminded me of like a musical or like a pantomime song.
Yeah,
I could imagine someone on stage, like, I mean, this is going to be no good for the listeners, but like, you know, like cutting about like that on stage and giving it some.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely no need.
and trying to give like a full story or
Yeah.
like dialogue in the middle of the
Yeah, definitely. I thought it was all right, but like you say, it was very, very basic. It was pretty poor, but you know, it was relatively enjoyable.
There's a true line. It's like I'm listening to it now, so it might not be perfect. In 2007, size.
Brittany cut her hair or something.
So it's just so fucking stupid. It's so stupid. And the bit I was talking about before is when she kind of the music stops and she goes like, ah. It just is so like, oh, well, let's splash this in there because that sounds.
What
a
does she
little
do?
bit Interesting.
Marina?
Is that you?
I'm one of the diamonds.
But she's
Sounds
Welsh,
great.
so don't slag her off too much.
She's
No,
great.
I love her. I love Marina. She's Greek and Welsh. She's like Yanni. She is Yanni.
She colourblind.
She is, Yanni.
Probably. But like, you know, she's made some great songs. Great songs
Yes.
over the years.
Maybe the diamonds
Fantastic
had more of a say in it than we thought.
Maybe so.
Diamonds
Uh,
are a
this
girl's
is-
best friend.
Yes. And if you
This
can
just
be a
wasn't it.
diamond, shine bright like one. Now, this is everyone's favourite
Talking of
part of
diamonds.
any podcast. Whenever we mention Drag Race, I know
RuPaul.
it's my favourite part. Not.
Because you
the
get
song-
to do nothing.
The song, alongside the vid, because it was a requirement that we watch the video for this one, was called Lucky. Liam, I think you just described this best. It's just a way for RuPaul to release a song by having previous contestants, would you call them, on the track, featuring on the track as well. This one wasn't good. The video also really wasn't that special. I don't know why you told me that I need to watch the video for this.
Just more fun watching it with the drag queens, I guess.
Well, what I
That's what
will
I'm
say
looking
is,
for.
Yanni, this probably isn't as good to you because it was the American Drag Race. And what I enjoy about the UK version is their humour. Like, it's, I feel like Americans aren't funny. Not to generalise. But I don't really enjoy the American Drag Race. So I'm kind of with you on that. But I thought the tune was quite enjoyable. Like on the American one, you're not going to get a line like gender bender, system offender, blah-de-blah, whatever the rest of the line is, are you? You're just not.
Like a rough from a lentils tender.
Yeah.
You're not. No.
So good.
Liam, what did you think of this?
Yeah, you've just said what I said to you, which was there's too much RuPaul on this song. There's no need. This was like, every season they do a song towards the end, in the finale or just before the finale. Last 3 or 4 queens do a song, they each have a verse. Like, RuPaul just didn't need to be involved. And so, I don't know why, if I've got a point to that. I haven't. Musically, I just thought it wasn't that great, and none of their verses really stood out to me, to be honest.
I take it you've seen the episode, haven't you, Liam?
I haven't seen the episode. No, I'm actually a little bit behind on Drag Race.
Oh,
I
okay,
haven't had a
well,
chance to-
I won't say what I was going to say then, 'cause it's going to
What
be a spoiler.
what were we gonna say?
No, it's going to be a spoiler.
Who goes?
Well, maybe.
Yeah, I know. No one goes.
Oh, right.
Spoilers, sorry if anyone was there.
You know.
I'm aware. Yeah, I can't avoid it on Twitter. So
All right, fair enough.
I don't know. I'm apologising. I'm not apologising to you.
Honestly, mate, there's no need to apologise. I tell you every week. But it was the most obvious thing that no one was going to go, and it annoyed me. And
Have
I
you
don't
watched
even
the
watch.
episode?
No, Karis was watching it, and I was like on Footy Manager or something, but it just annoyed me.
There was one episode. There was one particular contestant, one queen, who should have gone many, many weeks ago, and almost did go, and was saved by the grace of the god herself, RuPaul. And
Is that Candy by any chance?
Candy Muse, yeah,
Yeah,
should have gone ages ago.
absolutely annoys me, and I don't even watch it.
So irritating, so not funny. Pure American humour of just shouting and being stupid. And not to slag, I'm not going to go into her quality as a drag queen, but she should have gone weeks ago. And so it was obviously going to be all 4 of them going through, because I don't think RuPaul can really go back on that. Anyway, that's for another podcast.
As the spokesperson of all the people who don't watch Drag Race, we're going to end that segment there. You're welcome. One final song for Hot to Press. It's the Black Keys, like we mentioned. They're doing a covers album of all the blues songs by the same artist as whatever. We've gone into it. You heard. You must have, because I didn't. So someone's got to have listened. This song is called Crawling King Snake. And I don't know what to say other than it suits them. It plays towards their strengths. But yeah, I'm not really a blues guy.
No, not me.
So, well, you're a massive blue, aren't you?
I'm a massive blue, correct.
But yeah,
What the
it
top
was
is.
just a bit. Yeah, I mean, it's difficult. I mean, I don't really know what to say. It's blues, isn't it?
I am
Blues
bored
is blues.
of the Black Keys at this point.
You're what, Colin? So what did you
Bored
just
of
say?
the Black Keys at this point. I
There
mean,
was
I
a-
enjoyed from the last album. I enjoyed the song "Go," and is it "Low High" or "High Low," whatever it's called.
Both.
Both.
I think.
Oh right, okay.
Low, high, low.
Yeah, I enjoyed them too, but I just don't really. I saw the announcement this morning, and this afternoon, and I wasn't excited at all.
See, that's weird though. It's weird because before that album you just mentioned, which was called Let's Rock, is that right?
Something
Yeah.
like that.
You just mentioned, me and Yanni both mentioned we haven't listened to it. was Turn Blue, which
And
is
that's
a
a
very
great
good album.
Yeah. it
Very
is.
different though, very different, but it's a very good album. And before that was El Camino,
So is Turn
which
Blue
is a
one with
brilliant
Fever
album.
on?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, and Al Camino is wonderful. Yeah.
El Camino is wonderful, and then Brothers before that was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Like their last few albums, apart from potentially their last album, well, I would say the last album, have
There
been
is-
like incredible. But I'm the same. I feel the same. I don't really care.
Yeah. There is a radio edit of this song. I don't know which one you listen to, guys.
I listened to the full one.
The
Yeah.
full one. Yeah.
But from what I'm just listening to now, the only difference is that it's the same thing but longer on the non-radio version.
Makes sense.
So, yeah.
I even said I actually quite enjoyed this. I guess I'm a bit more attuned to the blues. And I'd listen to it in like the garden or something. I don't know. It seems like a kind of a summer,
If I was
late night summer album.
In the
if I was to
culture.
listen to it, I'd yeah. If I was to listen to it, I'd put the radio edit on. I don't know if I could be arsed with the full thing because yeah, I see what you mean about it being on, like in the background, having a Barbie
Yeah,
late at night,
I would-
hot summer night,
Having a Barbie. Yeah, absolutely.
having a shrimp on a Barbie.
bottles. I wouldn't put it on to listen to it.
How would you listen to it?
As
then?
in, no, sorry. I wouldn't like put earphones on. To
Yeah,
listen
you
to
wouldn't
it.
actively put it on.
I wouldn't actively listen to
Do
it. I
any of
wouldn't
that
even.
active listening.
I would maybe like if it was on a playlist, not skip it.
On your
But I would
80-hour
probably-
playlist
well,
that you're going to have to re-download.
Yeah, don't. Maybe 4 minutes in, I probably would if it wasn't the radio edit. But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to it because it feels like it's going to be what they do best.
I don't know if you've seen the album art, but there's quite obvious Coca-Cola advertising on
Yeah,
the front of
Pretty
it.
obvious.
I wonder how much they're getting paid for that. And if they are getting paid, it's quite funny because they were one of those bands that were like when they started out anyway, they were offered loads of things for like adverts and stuff, and I'm sure they were like massively against doing all that. Like, no, we're not doing that shit.
Mhm.
So, yes, that is quite
Yeah.
nice. The vinyl,
quite nice.
everyone, as Liam is showing us, is pink. Was
That's
it?
the Spotify exclusive pink vinyl.
There's a
How's it Spotify?
purple. There's a purple one.
Pre-sale
on-
sold out.
There's a purple one called Purple Haze on their website, and there's like a smoky marble grey in indie stores,
Nice.
which I've seen.
See, I feel like I'm a schmuck and I would consider buying this album.
Maybe
Well.
after a couple more songs have been released, I might debate.
Because it's the kind of thing that you just throw the record on and let it play in the background.
Yeah,
I
be
mean,
good
obviously,
for
wait and see what it's like.
be good for doing what you were saying there, just having like the record on, like but the actual record on in the background. That'd be quite cool.
Yeah.
I
I've just noticed as well on the album cover, the black keys, the words "the black keys" is the same as style, the same typography as from the Big Come Up, which I think is their debut album,
It is the debut album.
if I'm mistaken. Which is somewhat interesting. I guess it's to say they're back to their roots, kind of thing, maybe.
Back to the roots, everyone. That was hot off the press. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm seeing a little light in front of me.
An everlasting light.
An everlasting light. It's going
Yeah.
very strong.
Ding
Bloody
dong.
hell. It's very specific. Very specifically pointed at a particular source. It's album spotlight.
We are
Ed
here.
Cosens.
Ed and his cousins, eh?
Ed's cousins, Ed, and Eddie, have released
Double
an
D.
album. Sorry?
I used to love Ed, and Eddie.
Yeah, and Plank.
Mm.
He was my favourite character, Plank.
You are Plank, aren't you?
In many ways. It's very dark in here all of a sudden.
You are.
Can't see, man. Yeah, so Ed Cosens has released his debut album. Ed is the rhythm guitar. Oh, he's not the rhythm guitarist. He is the main guitarist. Lead guitarist is the word I'm looking for.
That's the one.
Bingo.
In Reverend and the Makers, a band who I love oh so much, and have seen many a time. I met John McClure once after a gig, and we had a picture together, and he turned around and went, "Good vibes." I just can't deny that, John.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. I don't want to go first on this album.
What?
You have to.
No, we're not doing this reverse shit again. You're going first.
No, you have to
Go
first.
ahead.
Cam.
It's just this. I can get bullied constantly.
Mm-hmm.
That's
what
it.
Well, I'll go first then. In some places, I thought it was quite Last Shadow Puppets. I think that's just musically. I really enjoyed the incorporation of strings. That is a big yes for me. If you want to appeal to my senses, strings on indie/rock music. It's not really rock music, is it? But you know what I mean. String things, indeed. Yeah, that's the way to do it. I really enjoyed Ed's vocals as well. I thought they were really good throughout the album, and the vocal melodies, although relatively similar throughout, still remained interesting, and I enjoyed them a lot. Running on Empty, Fortune's Favour, Madeline, and On the Run are my favourites from the album. Don't really have too much depth to my notes.
Well, that's not good, because I don't think me or Liam have too much to say either.
But Ed, if you are listening, mate.
Sorry, I just read my notes and it's literally 2 words.
Oh, fantastic! But
it's Ed Cosens. No.
This was genuinely one of my favourite albums as a whole collective that I've listened to this year for the pod. I thought it was extremely consistent. Every song on there is really good. I kind of wish a couple more veered off into something different to keep it a bit more exciting and a bit less predictable. Is not a word I want to use, but predictable.
Expectable.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean, though. But
do you know what you mean?
I don't think I do. But I thought it was really good to see Ed shine on his own rather than just being part of a band and not really get the limelight. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Next, please.
I'm going to jump in there and jump on your line of very consistent. I agree. To a fault. Which also plays into what you were saying there. Yeah, it's a bit too much of a similar thing. I pretty much agree with you on the standouts. Madeleine, The River. I don't know if you mentioned The River, but the other ones you mentioned as well, On the Run. Yeah, I think in general it's a very well made album. All the elements are well used. There's a few kind of guitar riffs, like heavier guitar riffs that come in, lead guitar. They work really well, but they're not used too often. I think his vocals are really good. I didn't pay any attention to the lyrics, so I can't really say much about all that one. The song The River sounds a lot like which song?
Kelly Clarkson, My Life Would Suck Without You.
My Life Would Suck Without You. Yep. If you listen to it again, I hope you notice. It really sounds like My Life Would Suck Without You. But yeah, I haven't really got anything bad to say about it. I've enjoyed it the few times I've listened to it, and I'd listen to more. It's just bad timing this week, sadly. But yeah, I like it. Well made.
Sick. Now it's my turn, and I haven't got much to say. So, waffling is afoot. I only listened to the first 2 songs last night, and I wasn't in the best of moods because I had to listen to the whole of Brockhampton album last night, and so this was immediately afterwards, and I was a bit fed up.
I thought you didn't listen to Brockhampton until today.
No, I started listening to Brockhampton last night, got bored of it, and then listened to these, and then was already bored, so then finished everything off. Finished myself off. So all the points you've made, everyone at home, they're spot on. And I know that because today I've been stripping again for Liam, free of charge.
Oh, he loves coming to my house and stripping.
I just want to stand in the middle of his empty house and strip. There's nothing better that I want to do with my time. So Simon
says
red,
green, blue.
So Liam put this on whilst I was doing my strip, and wasn't what I usually hope
Very
for.
Magic Mike style.
Yeah,
Very
wasn't-
that kind of vibe.
Wasn't really upbeat. That
Very
I'm
sensual.
wasn't what I was used to. But I went with it nonetheless. Very last shot of Puppet Tea. The only bad side to me would probably be what you say there. It's too similar, like throughout. Basically, there's not much variation. But also, that's a good thing. It is consistent, so it's a bit of an odd one to really say.
Yeah, I think when the songs are good, like they are, it's good that it's consistent. You know, they're not all crap.
Yeah.
And then the only comment that I was going to say, like, was sort of negative, but not really, was that a lot of the times I felt like it was obvious the influences, or I'd heard the songs in other things. So, for example, we've mentioned Kelly Clarkson. When we mentioned it 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we mentioned how the start of it sounded like Stuck on the Puzzle. And there was just times, like, throughout it where I found myself going, this sounds a lot like bloody blah, blah.
You know what was the bass line you noticed, Jan?
Chamber of Reflection. One of them sounded like Matt DeMarco's Chamber of Reflection. I can't remember what song it was either. But yeah, and that was a bit annoying.
It's one of them where it definitely could not be intentional in any way, and it's just by chance. So it's
that's why I say it's
I'm the same. It's you can't not notice it.
Yeah,
once you notice
exactly. But yeah, overall was good. And it's only 10 songs, so it's not too much to ask for you to listen to it, is it?
It was your told.
But yeah, that's all I have to say on it. Besides, do you want to hear my 2 notes that I made last night? And by 2 notes, I mean 2 words. Great opening.
Good.
The end.
Yeah, it did have a good counting opening. I agree.
Well, no, I don't mean the counting. I mean the actual, like, it comes in quite heavy, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's got a nice counting and then it comes heavy like that.
Yeah. So that was our album Spotlight. If you've listened to it,
No, we haven't rated it.
I know, but I'm gonna mix it up a bit.
Oh, come on, let him say what he has to say, mate.
Yeah,
come on.
I've not forgotten. I'm just trying.
Idiot.
Good. God. Idiot. If you've listened to it, tell us your thoughts, please. Again, we'll talk about you in our private chat before we respond to you, obviously. But it's good for you to communicate with us. We like that, because then we understand that people listen to this, and it's not just us 3 talking to each other for no reason and putting ourselves, often at times, through horrible music that we don't want to listen to. So please just, send a little message, but particularly about this. What did you think?
Tell us you're there. Please.
Tell us if you agree with us, which you probably will, because we're always right. Scores on the doors. Callum, what are you giving it?
A very strong 8.
I said it. I fucking called it. I called it a Liam's. Oh, wait, he's going to give this an 8,
Yeah, and I agreed instantly. Yeah, we knew you were going to give it an 8. Oh, my turn.
Oh,
yeah, I think that's the strongest I've given an album since Black Country New Road, which was a while ago.
But
you mean Shame?
Sorry?
Do you mean Shame? Because
No,
Black Country was my album.
Oh, did we not do that as Spotlight?
But you are saying on record now that you would have given Black Country an 8.
No, I'd have given it a 9.
What?
That's my second favourite album of the year.
Oh, I gave that 5 out of 5.
Yeah, you did.
That's the other thing. Yeah, of course.
Anyway, this album, Liam, what would you...
This album, I'm going to give it a 7. And I could see an 8, really. I could, but I just haven't given enough time. I don't know if not that I don't enjoy them, but I don't know if they really do that much for me to push it up to an 8. But I think it's good enough to be it's definitely a 7.
I'm also going to give it a 7 because of those exact same reasons.
Yanni and I actually share one brain. I don't know if you knew this.
Hive mind it is. Hive mind.
Hive mind, yeah.
So, Liam, it's time for the maths.
Fuck, I'm not ready.
Mode.
It's 7.
Median.
7.
Mean.
17.3 recurring.
Wow.
No, not 17. That's not right. Hang on,
No,
what's
that
this
isn't.
happened there?
No, 17.
What did I
can't be
do
a
wrong?
thing.
7.3 recurring. Why does that keep doing that? It's really weird.
And then the range.
Hang on, I'm gonna have to find out what's going on here. 7.3 recurring, and the range 1 again, just 1.
It's the loneliest number, everyone. So,
What film does that remind you of? That song,
Stuart Little.
Stuart Little. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't
Snowbell
remember
singing it
Stuart Little.
outside.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Yanni, have you got any thoughts?
no, I have no thoughts.
For me, it's Recess, School's Out. When everyone goes to summer camps, apart from TJ. His name TJ? Detweiler. And he's walking along the streets and it's playing in the background. No? Don't remember it? Okay.
Cool. So that was our album spotlight section. Now it is time to moved on. We've already done it. I'm speaking in past tense. Move on to the Under the Needle. Under the Needle. Here we are right now. Liam is getting those veins. I don't know why he's getting his veins out. It's a tattoo. I don't know what I've got in my head. Christ.
Heroin.
Heroin, mate.
One of those heroin cookies, mate.
Cal is going cold turkey on the records this week.
I am. Actually, well, kind of. I'm not. I got the Malady and the Fishing by Sports Team.
Oh,
Go on then, Carl. Tell us. Go on. Give us
Yeah,
a
do you know
more
what?
context.
Liam mentioned a couple of weeks ago, so I won't show you this on the video. So I got. We all got the London I Love You, but You're Bringing Me Down. Insert high pitched riff here. By Malady or Milady. We need to know how to say that, but let's go with
Definitely
Malady.
Malady.
I think it's
Definitely
Malady. With
Milady.
the
No, you spell it with an I, don't you?
come, my lady,
Milady.
young
No.
butterfly.
No. Yeah, with the dub remix as the B-side. That's very, very good indeed. I haven't played it yet. I probably should. And on Fishing by Sports Team, what's the B-side? Do we know? Kutcher, live in Helicopterland. I nearly said
Yes.
that with an accent until I realised it said helicopter.
What were you
What
gonna
gonna say?
Helicopterland.
Yeah, like a Swedish accent or something. It just sounded Scandinavian. Is it a colour, this record, Liam? I've not opened it.
It's orange, I think, is it?
I don't know.
I think.
Well, we'll find out on the video, won't we?
Oh, well.
bloody
Or
hell.
you can go and watch
Should
my
we-
video of my sports team collection.
Yes,
It's also on there.
you could do that. A little
on
note
YouTube.
about the video, Liam.
A little note about which video?
This video,
Sports team on.
the video of this
Oh.
Under the Needle. Go on.
Well, Yanni and I are about to talk through our albums from this week. However, there won't be a video this week of these albums. There will be a video of us talking about the Vaccines album from a few weeks ago because we're well behind on everything. Speak to Callum regarding that.
Sorry, I have to do
Next
everything in
week-
this podcast, so I was a bit behind. I
It's
do
not true.
apologise.
That's not true.
The only thing he
And
doesn't
next
do
week-
is listen to my album.
And next week we will do a normal Under the Needle video, which I'm sure you're very excited for.
Mm.
And we will include the following records in that. Yanni, you tell me what you got first. Go on.
Oh, you've caught me off guard. For my lovely birthday, my 23rd, I'm that old now. I got from the two fools that I speak to, that are here. You know what they sound like. There's
Hi.
Cal, Liam. Sorry, no, it's Colin and Ian, who are on this podcast with me. They bought it for me, and that was The Slow Rush by Tame Impala, which, as everyone knows, was the best album of last year.
So incorrect, it's
Um,
untrue.
Incorrect.
So the best album
I
of
mean,
last
there's
year.
literally like concrete
Yeah.
evidence that's wrong.
No, it's the best album.
It's
last year.
called Fools in the
So-
Hole, album of the year 2020.
So, if you want to see a video of me unboxing that, because it is a pretty hiller, or they are a pretty hiller. Oh, that's right, teasing. Then you should come watch the video. I don't know what I've just said before that sentence. watch the video. Basically, you'll see me unboxing it. Liam, what did you get?
I got Grand National EP by Courting, which I mentioned earlier, signed by The Band. 12-inch with 4 songs on. There's a lot of empty space on that record. But a long run out on both sides. And there's a little booklet in it with a little surprise. Come watch the video.
Lovely.
Liam's trying
That
to get his
is
dick out.
wonderful.
Picture my
And
dick in the booklet.
as much as we've enjoyed this shorter episode this week,
Wow.
alas, we must draw it to a close.
We must.
We have not got an album spotlight for next week. Don't know what's being released. We've not looked.
Oh yeah, I haven't thought about it.
No. So, another surprise. You'll see next week. Where can everybody find us, Yanni?
They can find us on Insta and Facebook at Fools on a Hill Podcast. Twitter is at Fools on a Hill Pod. YouTube, where all these videos that we'll say we'll do but then never do, will be on Fools on a Hill. Again, bring that with Callum. He's so lazy. He doesn't do anything for this podcast. Nothing at all. It's such a hassle getting him on. He just doesn't want to do it. And yeah, that's where you can find us. And of course, you can just message us.
Say
If
hello.
you're an unsigned artist, then please send us your music before it's released, preferably.
And
'cause we
also,
like getting new
if
stuff.
you're not unsigned, stop messaging us for that segment. We'll put you in hot off the press,
Yeah, yeah.
man.
Man,
Yeah, come on.
We'll bump you up. But still, you can message us. We're nice people. We will slag you off behind your back.
yes.
But only if your music's bad.
If it's good,
So
then
make sure
obviously
your
fear
music's
not.
good and we'll be nice to you.
We shall.
But thank you to people who have messaged already. And if you've not heard about yourselves on the podcast, blame that on, again, Callum is just so lazy.
Fuck off.
It is Colin's fault.
It's really hard to have to edit everything, post everything, and then still get
sitting on your
slandered.
ass doing nothing. Yeah, I can imagine.
The next 3 weeks are actually really bad because I've got 5 essays due. So
Oh God, you shouldn't have left them so
Wow.
late then. On
After that, I'll
that
be on board.
note of procrastination,
Oh.
as we're procrastinating
You know
this
what,
ending,
guys?
go
Can
on,
you
Yanni,
just,
what you say?
Liam, carry the sentence on for a bit?
Don't interrupt them. Why?
Go on. Go on.
For how long? What are you
Just go on.
as we're procrastinating this ending, I was saying it, and I'm going to say it again because we are procrastinating this for no apparent reason. I realised that, we realised before we didn't mention Taylor Swift's release of Fearless and blah blah blah. I just want to say, as Taylor once said, hate is going to hate. Hate is going to hate. That's what she said, doesn't it? Something like that. Yanni, what are you doing? Come on, please. You're killing us with suspense here, man.
it's better be bloody
Hate's
worth
gonna
it.
hate. Baker's gonna bake.
No,
Bake.
no,
bake,
that's
bake.
it. No, I'm not going to do it.
Masturbator's
I
gonna.
can't get it in time.
No, go on.
I'm trying to get a chub on, and I can't do it in time.
A
So-
chub on. So you say you're trying to get a chub on?
Thanks
Sorry?
for watching,
You're
everybody.
breaking up.
Goodbye.
Goodbye now.
Is that seriously? Is that seriously the
Goodbye now.
ending?
Goodbye, everyone.
What the fuck?
Goodbye.
Yanni, do you want to do your seasons change again in Kermit? Please.
Which part?
Just exactly what you just did. There we go. There's the outro.
I've been waiting on you. I forgot we're recording. Kirby. La 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 la. Hello, welcome back to Fools on the Hill podcast.
Oh yeah, go on,
2020, episode 20.